What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Super Retro, a nostalgic podcast about retro gaming, movies, television, nostalgia, pop culture, music, anything dope from the 80s and 90s. I'm Tuck. That's Will. Thanks for joining us. What up, Will?
What up, man?
Man, good to be back. Hey, I don't know what it is, but this is our second one in like a week. I think we did one last week.
We're rolling. As fast as we can.
Yeah, as fast as we can, as some working dads can do.
Some 40-year-olds.
Let us clarify, because Will was in here talking about it earlier. You know, we're not experts. We're not, because look, the TikTok page is blowing up a little bit as far as interaction with people. We get so many comments a day and just so many interactions. It's real fun, actually. Go follow our TikTok page, Super Retro Podcast. It may be Super Retro Pod, I'm not sure, but you'll know it when you see it. But yeah, we're getting a lot of engagement, and I think a lot of these people in there think we're experts.
We're not. We barely have enough time to do what we do. Because
we're passing our opinion on the games.
Yeah.
And look, man, we're just having fun with it. You know, We're just fun reliving the stuff. We are not experts. We suck at most of them, okay? We just like them. There's a huge difference.
Yeah, at one point in our life, we might have been good at most of them.
For sure.
But now we're good at being a dad.
Yeah, so we're just trying to get back into this thing and, just figure these things out. Follow that TikTok page, the Instagram page, the YouTube page. Listen everywhere you can. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and on YouTube. So this show is going to be like a nostalgia dump, is what I was telling Will. There's no real topic like our ones in the past. We're just going to have some fun. I'm going to pull out random games and just random pop culture, random things from the 80s and 90s, and just see what it brings out of us,
That's what most stuff is. Like, like you said, he was just playing RoboCop on the NES when I got here, and I didn't know I knew it until I saw you play it. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as you started playing it, and I was like, oh yeah, I've played this.
Exactly.
Like, it jumped to my mind.
Exactly. And it's happened to me so many times when the same thing. With these games, I'll pop them in and be like, as soon as I see one of the scenes or something, it'll just hit me.
Like, oh shit, I rented this.
And it takes me back to that moment in time when I played it.
Like, I rented this in '89.
Before we move forward, I wanna address something. A few of the TikTok comments that I was seeing, people coming for me because I would refer to levels
as boards.
I
do the same shit.
You call them boards?
Yeah.
So, all right. Time to figure it out. We need a poll. Do you call it a level or do you call it a board when you're playing a video game? A level or a board? Level 1 or board 1? I personally, most of the time, call them boards. What about you?
Yeah, I think but I was just thinking like Zelda, you don't say board. You know what I mean? Zelda, it's always level 1, level 2, level 3.
Right, that's different though.
Because that's what I'm saying, it's different.
It's because of the way it's laid out.
Yeah, like on Contra or something, I might say like the different board or something.
Yeah.
Or Double Dragon.
Exactly.
Or Final Fight, like I was just made it to the West Side board.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I think that it's a geographical thing.
Yeah.
Some people call soda, some people call it Coke, some people call it pop.
I think they're exactly they're the same word. Like, they mean the same thing.
Yes, they mean the same thing.
You know what I mean? When you say board, it's the level. When you say level, it's
100%.
Yeah.
But I was getting some pushback.
No, yeah, you were.
On somebody said, who calls it a board? Who calls a level a board?
I've definitely called shit boards.
So I want to know, what do you guys call it?
And you were probably right on the last poll we took about guiding.
It looks that way. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, well, I guess I'm fucked up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It looks that way. So, all right, man. Let's get into something. Let me see here. This will be fun.
Where are you starting?
Let's just Tecmo Bowl. I got them both out.
I was gonna say, don't even bring that one out.
I got.
If anybody knows anything about Tecmo Bowl, which I'm pretty much an expert on this.
That's great.
That game is the superior version.
Tecmo Super Bowl, which, by the way, for my whole entire life, this was Super Tecmo Bowl.
Super Tecmo Bowl.
But you know that's not the name of it.
Ain't that fucked up? I know.
Tecmo Super Bowl. Tecmo Super Bowl. Yep.
I called it that too.
Oh, to me, it's Super Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, 100%.
Why wouldn't they call it that?
I called it that, and me and you didn't even play that when we were kids together.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the name of the damn game.
Super Tecmo Bowl.
But technically, it's Tecmo Super Bowl. Whatever.
That game is fucking badass.
Call it whatever you want, but this and its little brother, I guess, Tecmo Bowl,
which is a good game.
Which is a good game.
But that one just had different awesome players and teams.
That's right. This series, though, this is the first time that I felt like I was actually playing a sports game on the NES. Because some of the sports games are kind of whack.
You know what made that awesome?
What?
That was the first time. Well, for me, that was the first time that I got to play a season with my friends. Because all of you could have a team, and like, once you're done playing your game and you went home, you could come back the next day and you get to play your season game.
Right,
because it would save the whole season.
It would save it. That's right.
Yeah, and we all got to pick a team.
That's awesome. That's right. I remember that, and you would just have to wait until your game came up.
You could pick computer teams, and like the man teams, and you can click whatever ones you want, and that would be a team controlled by like a player.
Yeah.
It was sick. And it kept your stats, everything.
This is why it was important to me. It's the first time I remember playing with actual players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Bo Jackson. Joe Montana.
Barry Sanders.
Jerry Rice. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You get to be Lawrence Taylor on defense.
That's right. Yeah, man. It was so dope.
That was all, and my team was awesome on there too. Buffalo had everybody: Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, Bruce Smith.
Was it on the Cowboys? Emmitt Smith was he on there?
Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman.
Wow.
It was all the classic teams. Warren Moon, like
Warren Moon was a bad man.
Randall Cunningham, like it was such a good game. So many good players.
Come on,
classic game. Still expensive too.
It is still expensive. And we have the CIB, the complete box.
Yeah, we do.
Back there. I should have got that out, but I didn't. Yeah, I just remember being able to play. Bo Jackson. If you got Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen.
Both.
Were they on this one too?
Yes.
Dude, and the plays, I loved if you picked the person's play, then it was a blitz every time. The gameplay was so fun. I mean, obviously it wasn't like Madden or anything, but there's something special about it. It's still fun today.
Yep. And people didn't know, like, if you got into it, really, you could change the plays. Like, you could do your playbooks.
Yeah,
customize
you had a playbook. That's right. And I don't think the first one had that.
I'm not sure.
The second one, you could change the plays out.
I mean, it's pretty much the same format, but just such a better game.
It really is. It really is. I remember mini nights, mini tournaments.
Yeah, I play, and it was so cool. You'd be in a season with your buddies, and it would see, like, usually when you play, it's like, it'll say, like, man versus computer. Mm-hmm. But then every now and again, you'll see man versus man. And you're like, oh, shit, I play Tuck next week.
That's right. And
you'd have to both be there.
That's right. And you would just wait.
Your buddy would be like, he's not here. We got to wait.
Pro wrestling on the NES. I would say this has to be the first wrestling game in gaming history, maybe.
Yeah, for real.
We'll research that, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, was there a wrestling game on the Atari?
There was a bunch of wrestling games on the NES.
A bunch.
But I think they came after.
Right, but this is the classic Nintendo game.
Yeah, that's even the classic style.
The style, yeah. I'm telling you, this was a fun-ass game. But
it really was.
If you play it today, it's rough. It's rough. Yeah. But the characters hold up. Even if the gameplay today isn't that fun when you're playing it, if it's just kind of simple.
Bro, it's still pretty cool.
It's so cool to see it. It's so cool to see it. And I'll tell you what did it for me when me and you played this.
Tuck whooped my ass.
Was Starman. I'm telling you, it took over. It took my whole body over when I saw Starman. As far as the nostalgia that ran.
And I remember playing all of those dudes.
Let me see who else was there. Oh, you remember the Amazon?
Yeah, he bites you, eat your face.
Yeah, he's the like Swamp Thing looking. Yeah, he would eat your face.
Yeah, it's a movie head. He would like chomp on your face.
He would chomp on your face.
Yeah,
that's crazy. And then we had
Big Slender.
Big Slender. You remember his move?
He's like Ric Flair.
Yeah, that's exactly what he looks like. And then there's Giant Panther. Kin Corn Karn. Yeah, I can't remember much about him. And then there's Hayabusa.
Yeah.
Hayabusa.
I remember him too.
Is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
When I'm telling you, man, it's
fun.
It was fun. You sit around with all your buddies and just wrestle and just
jump from the top ropes, throw them out of the ring. Motherfuckers would get counted out because they couldn't get back in the ring.
I would say this is the first wrestling.
Like, get in the ring. Roll in.
Yeah, you roll in. And
I remember trying to beat people by, like, throwing them out of the ring and then, like, fucking with them until, like, there was a certain amount of time you had to get back in and then get back in 1 second earlier.
Yeah. All right, so that's pro wrestling. That's fun.
Not much on that, but it's still fun.
It's just a fun game. I mean, and when you see Starman...
You can find that pretty much everywhere.
All right, I'm going to mix it up a little bit. So there's a reason why I want to showcase this one. King Griffey Jr.'s winning run on the Super Nintendo. Good baseball game. Honestly, I don't think I've played it.
I played it.
What's so cool about this one is, for one, we got the complete box of it. That's cool, the CIB. But it came with a King Griffey Jr. card. And, I guess that's cool, right? But what's really cool about this one, right down here, it has the Nintendo seal on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of King Griffey cards out there, because believe me, I know, I got a lot of them, but I don't have any that have a Nintendo logo on it.
So that just makes this pretty unique, I mean, it's right there, look, boom.
Yeah,
a King Griffey Jr. card that came in the King Griffey Jr. winning run game on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
I'd say these are pretty few and far between.
Yeah.
And we have...
Or at least the ones that have survived.
Yeah, and this one's in... I mean...
Yeah, the whole box.
The box is in mint condition. The card is in mint condition. I looked it up. I think it was worth like $100 or something for the card.
Shout out to our boy.
Yeah, shout out to Waterloo again. If you're ever in Louisville, check out Waterloo.
My favorite King Griffey game was on 64. So,
was it?
They got really good then. But from new Super Nintendo, where they were just, most of the baseball games.
Double Dribble.
Classic
basketball game. This is the first basketball game I remember playing. We were 100%. Just discussing. This is the first basketball game on the NES. This is the first one that matters. If there was another one...
Yeah, it don't matter.
And this came out in November of 1986. And, there definitely wasn't...
That's the first one I remember playing. Mini came after.
Dude, I know, last podcast I said that I think the first game I played on the NES was Ghosts and Goblins at a friend's house because I didn't have one. It may have been Double Dribble. I distinctively remember going to my friend Ed's house and him and his brothers playing Double Dribble and just like waiting to get a chance. Dude.
Bro, how crazy is it that when you saw that animation, you thought it was something?
Bro, when you went up, when you were driving to the hole and you went up and it switched to the animation, bro, forget about it.
You were doing some freaky dunk.
You did like, it was black and white.
And it looked so stupid. Not that, but going into the animation.
Oh, for
like
sure.
You would go like
I know
into the rim.
Oh yeah.
To trigger the animation, you would look so stupid.
Oh my God, you're right, because it would do something different.
Yeah, you would jump into the rim like you're like shooting a shot.
It would do a black and white, just
pixelated fucking animation.
Dunk. You were like,
and then it would like.
It made
the
a
sound
huge
was
deal.
Awesome.
I remember catching on fire though.
Oh, in the corners and shit.
Just
one thing, people that game's deeper than you think. Like with the levels, like you can play a lot of different difficulties.
Oh, on Double Dribble?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, different difficulties, their team. Like it's weird, really crazy.
It's so weird to see the progression of basketball games.
Oh my God.
If you think about 2K right now, it's incredible.
Did you ever see that picture of LeBron, like from when he started to now?
He's just like a big blocky square.
He's played his career, and the gaming has just evolved with him.
It's amazing.
Now it looks just like him.
It's amazing what
sweat
basketball
beads off of their face.
I know. It's amazing what basketball games look like now. But to see where it started.
That's pretty garbage.
So funny.
When you look at the graphics on that.
It's so funny. But it holds up. If you play that game, it holds up. I mean,
it's fun.
The speed of it is...
It's fun how fast it is and how you can steal the ball and pass real fast.
But yeah, good classic game. A part of many people's childhood. I mean, these are like some sports games, but we were going to do like the top 5 best sports games.
I had a couple lined up.
But, I just wanted to pull
Remember to be like,
some of these
double
out.
dribble.
You know what else is a sports game that we've talked about so much on this podcast? And it's so good you don't even think about it as a sports game. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really think of it as it's.
I definitely do. It's top 5.
Okay. Yeah, I know, but it is. I had it on the list. It's just so fun. It feels like something else.
Yep.
But yeah, double dribble. This one didn't have players.
Good memories. No, you had no clue who any of them were.
Didn't have players, and that's kind of why Tecmo Super Bowl was so big. For me. All right, Final Fight on the Super Nintendo. Will was just playing this, and he was murking. He got pretty far.
Three boards.
3 boards? You made 3 boards?
3 levels.
3 boards or levels. I thought you made it further than that.
I don't remember.
I guess you played a bunch of stuff in between. Well, when it would switch over, you were still on the same level?
You have to get to a boss.
I got you.
But to me, man, that's like one of the most fun memories I have of Super Nintendo.
Is Final Fight.
Final Fight a bunch.
It's
I definitely remember beating it as a kid.
You beat it?
Which is funny because now I'm trash.
The only thing I wish it was 2 players.
Yeah, I thought it was, but then I was remembering wrong.
Let me see.
Because I do, you know what I think I was remembering was Double Dragon 2.
Yeah, because
Which
in Double
we just
Dragon
played
1,
that too, yeah.
we just played Double Dragon 2.
But I think that's like a newer take on that.
It is. It's like an improvement on it.
Mm-hmm.
There's Double Dragon on the Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo as well.
Yeah. That's a fucking good copy of Final Fight. Yeah,
we ended up getting some really cool boxed games. I want to say CIB, but I don't know if everyone will understand that terminology. Flawless condition.
Yeah.
We got F-Zero and Castlevania 3, Super Punch-Out. Just a ton of them that are in.
We got that loose too, right?
What?
The
Final Fight. Yeah, that's what's in there, the loose one that you were playing.
Thought, yeah.
But yeah, good fighting game. Definitely drew a lot of inspiration from Double Dragon for sure.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
It like you said, it was like a new and improved one.
It was also a fun like arcade.
That's what that one felt like.
That's what 100%.
That's what that felt like.
Final Fight feels like an arcade game.
It felt like the Super Nintendo felt like they finally caught up to what the arcade games could do.
Yep.
And put it in a home console. All right.
Talking about old robot.
Talk about this is Magic Mike, the original Magic Mike, not that other bullshit. This is the real Magic Mike. Google it.
That's what his name is?
Yep. Homeboy came out in 1984. All right. And when I've been looking for this thing for a long time. All right. And I went to this antique toy mall and I found this thing and I was like, yep, getting that. Don't care what that costs. I'm getting that. He rolls around, does all kinds of wild shit, but the coolest thing he does, he blows smoke out of his mouth. I'm gonna see if I can make him do it. But yeah, he was released in 1984. And what's so funny about him is if you look on his chest right here, it says 2002.
Yeah, that was the future.
That was the future. And I remember in the 80s when I would think about the 2000s.
Bro, fucking flying cars.
It felt like so far away.
Yeah.
Like now, sitting here, what is it, 2023, thinking about 2040?
Yeah.
Whatever. You don't even really, it doesn't seem like
2000
anything.
was so out there.
2000 was a whole thing. That was pop culture. Just thinking about the 2000s. That's what this guy right here represented. Let's see. Let me see if he can blow some smoke. So I can't make him do it, but he blows smoke out of right here. What really got me interested in this guy again, because he was way back there in my memory, and I've thought about it before. I Googled him. I Googled this guy probably about 4 or 5 years ago, trying to figure out what it was called, and then I found it and was like, maybe I get one day, and kind of locked it away back in there again in my mind. But I was watching Stranger Things.
Yeah, you told me.
I was watching Stranger Things and just sitting there watching it, and it's when Dustin comes home from somewhere. I don't know. He was at camp or something. I can't remember where he was at. I think it was on the first season.
Yeah, you should have sent me the clip.
Maybe the second one. I can't remember. But it's when he comes home into his room, and all of the kids from the show Stranger Things are like hiding in the hallway and stuff. And he comes in, and he just is feeling kind of down about something, and all of a sudden, this robot right here just turns on. and starts coming into his room straight towards him, and he like gets up and freaks out, and then all these other like toys join behind this robot, and they're just kind of going through his house, and he's freaking out like, oh my god, what is going on? And it's 11 in the other room, like brain powering, making all this shit do it. But when I saw him on there, I was like, holy shit, I gotta get one of these. So when
That's a cool piece.
When I saw it, dude, I was like, let me get that. Magic Mike, he's a bad man. He shoots smoke. I was thinking, look, this whole time, for 30 years, I was like, if I ever get one back, I'll never get to see it smoke again because, you know, it came with smoke juice. Mm-hmm. It's not. It says right on the back, vegetable oil.
Huh.
You just put vegetable oil in it. And I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to.
Oh, bro, if you put that in there, it'll smoke.
That's right. That's right. So it's just smoking whatever's left in there from like 30 years ago.
That's fucking old vapor.
No shit. Yeah, we're going to get him together. Magic Mike.
Still pretty good condition.
And a lot of people were commenting on him. I saw a few people comment on him on the TikTok.
Yeah.
Because he was sitting over my shoulder the whole time on that one.
I mean, it's pretty good condition for fucking that old.
From 1984. All right, let's talk about this. I'm not sure if I had this or knew somebody that did have it, but I knew all about this. This is the Nintendo NES 4 score. This is a way for you to play 4 players on the NES. A lot of people don't even know that this exists.
Dude, I've never in my life.
So you didn't know that you could play 4 players on the NES?
I knew, but after the fact. You know what I mean? Like,
and look, it plugs into both of the...
That's crazy.
Isn't that cool? It plugs into both of the controller ports.
When did it come out?
You know, I'm not really sure when it came out, but I know there's only... Let me see.
There can't be even too many games you can play 4-player.
That's right. 24 games.
Wow. And there's a lot of fucking games.
There's 716 North American games, probably more than that, and only 24 of them can be 4-player games. And I'll tell you one of them. You remember that Magic Johnson game we saw? Mm-hmm. That's one of them.
Fast break?
You can play 4 people in a basketball game.
Wow.
That's pretty damn cool.
How about some comments of what games you can play 4-player on?
I know one of them, and I literally bought this because one of my sons found out that Nightmare on Elm Street was 4-player. And he was so random.
How the hell was that?
So we did it. We all sat around and plugged all 4 of them in, and there's 4 guys running through fighting, like the bad guys.
I would never even think that.
It's like, why? But, you know, it made it easier to fight Freddy because he was hard as hell. This is just a cool accessory that not a lot of people know about. And
it's a cool name, too, though.
The 4 score. But, yeah, all I know is Magic Johnson and Friday the 13th. But pretty cool accessory. I had to get it, just, you know, probably barely ever play it. But
yeah, that's cool.
The fact that it was out there, I wanted it.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool one. I just saw an ad for that when it was being sold.
Woo! Let's talk about this one, y'all. The Power Glove. The Nintendo Power Glove for the NES.
Probably the most hyped item ever.
As far as Nintendo?
Yeah.
October of 1989. And I'll be goddamn if I didn't count down the days till Christmas. Because I asked my mom, I said, look, if I get anything, don't give me anything. The only thing I want in life is the Power Glove. Christmas comes, unwrap that thing. Holy shit. I got the Power Glove. Are you kidding me? Take it out the box, plug it up to the television, plug it into the game. Like, what's wrong? Wait a minute. I don't got it plugged up. It must not be plugged up. Something's wrong with it. Turns out to be the biggest piece of garbage in the history of Nintendo. Got to be the biggest fail in the history of Nintendo. Just an absolute piece of shit.
The wizard got us.
The marketing campaign got us.
Sold.
I mean, bro, literally, I was like, I don't want anything else for Christmas. Nothing.
Yeah.
Because the wizard.
This is going to change gaming.
This is interacting with the games.
Yeah, this is the
future.
First
time.
Fuck a controller.
Look at this thing. This is it.
I have a controller on my wrist.
Now it's just a symbol of our childhood.
No, like, remember when I got them? Like, I went and reordered some for me and Tuck just to have because, Like, it's not for the fond memories I have of it. It was just the fact that it was such a cool thing that to me somehow, even though I know it's garbage, it still holds a weird spot. You know what I mean?
It definitely does. Yeah,
Like,
that's
it's not
Bro.
when we got it, we didn't even think to try to play it again.
oh no.
We just were like, let's make it like a. Remember, I said like put it in a glass case.
Yeah. Look, I made this one a lamp.
Yeah.
Look, that's why it's got this. Look, that's all it's good for. But you had to put these big plastic things on the outside of your tube TV, you know, just so the sensors would work with the sensors on here, and it just didn't work, man. Just nothing worked. None of the games were compatible with it. And if you did find one that was barely, like a lot of the games were like 25% compatible with it, and you would just try to play them, and it had a controller on it that did not work.
This is so stupid.
This controller did not work that well.
But you know what? It looks cool.
Looks cool as hell. It's the coolest looking.
Power Glove written is perfect.
I tattooed it on my leg. That's how much I love it. I love what it stood for and the feeling it gave me waiting for it and seeing it and just owning it. But my God, it was a big fail.
You know, it's like when I was talking about the Game Boy. Like it was a great idea. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it has its place, and it pushed forward gaming. But
well, the Power Glove's place in pop culture is firmly cemented because I've seen, there's a movie. Have you seen that 8-Bit Christmas?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
there's
there's a huge scene about it, and like the rich kid in the neighborhood got one, you know, so they were all there, and they were all like, this is shit. They only made it for 10 months. They only made this for 10 months before they pulled it off the market, and the main problem, the reason why this failed, is because they launched it with one game. They launched the whole Power Glove with one game that was specifically made for it. It was the one where you grab stuff and drop it. I can't remember the name of that game. That was their biggest fail. Like, why would you... There were some bad decisions made releasing this. This may have had a different place in gaming history if it would have been handled a little different as far as the release. It might not be looked upon as like a mockery.
or a failure.
Or a fail. But, I mean, I love it. You know,
Yeah. I'm definitely not getting rid of mine.
No, not anytime soon. And you know, if I see them for cheap, I'm buying them just to have them.
I'd still want to make a fucking glass case to put it in.
Because I don't know how many. No telling how many of us actually purchased these back in the day, but I don't know how many of them are out there. You know, if they only made them for 10 months, there can't be like a crazy amount out there.
And they were like such a failure that I'm sure not many people cared to keep it in good condition.
Right. I wish I had mine. No telling what happened.
Like you'd just thrown it somewhere.
Right. You'd be like, that's
fuck that thing. Like to have a Power Glove box.
So I had Punch Out, and I remember playing Punch Out with it, but you couldn't throw a left punch. You know, I was like, well, if anything will work with it. And I didn't realize that none of the games were compatible with it other than just barely. I thought they all were.
Yeah.
And that's what made it suck even worse. Because you get it as a kid. Well, you have your 6 or 7 Nintendo games. You're like, well, I want to play with these.
Can't.
And you pop them in, and it'll control one function.
Yeah, it'll like jump with Mario.
That's it. Yeah. And that's what it was doing with Punch Out. You're sitting there just like swinging like crazy, and it'll just do like an uppercut, and that's it.
It was like trying to be virtual reality in the 80s.
Way before
you know
the technology was there.
Like, it's not going to work, bro.
All right, what else we got? Oh, Skate or Die.
Got to be the first skating game, right?
Got to be the first skating game. For sure. It's definitely the first skating game. Man, this game is not easy.
No.
It's not.
I remember playing a lot. I played a lot of time on that game.
I wonder, aside from Mario, because this is the game you see the most when you're out looking.
Well, yeah.
There's
Skate
always,
or Die's everywhere.
There's always the first Mario and Skate or Die. You can find them like they give them to you for free, pretty much. You couldn't sell this thing if you tried. But does it hold a spot in our hearts? Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
This game, I'm telling you.
Remember, you could like go to the main map and like free roam to where you wanted to go.
I loved that. That's one of the first games I remember doing.
Dude. Me too.
You were like, "Oh, cool! I get to choose what I'm doing."
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't do that before.
Like, I'm gonna go joust. I'm gonna go do the half pipe.
Oh, it was so hard.
This half pipe's still hard.
The half pipe's hard. The only
You had
thing,
to go up, down, up, left, right, left, right.
you know, playing new games and then going back and playing these games, it's hard. The depth perception,
Mm-hmm.
you just don't know where you're at. You're like, I'm not even close to that, and you fall off the skateboard.
Yeah.
You know,
I think like it's funny. There's only 2 fucking buttons, and you're like, "What do I hit?"
that's the one thing about the NES that I wish just maybe there had been one more button. We would have had more, but the developers didn't have.
Yeah.
They didn't have it, so you know they probably couldn't have done anything with the button anyway.
Nah, there's some shit on there that didn't work anyway.
For sure. So yeah,
Skater Die is a classic.
Skater Die is an absolute classic. You know, and that was right around the time. What was cool about the game is that's right around the time when we were skating.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so it fit right in.
Like
with
I would have played anything that said skate on it.
100%.
Then you'd have to be good.
Yep. All right, I know this one is this one.
It's a sleeper.
It's a sleeper, but
There's not a lot of people still don't know about it, bro.
that's weird to me. That's weird to me that people don't. But you know, it took me seeing it again when you started talking about it for it really to unlock.
Yeah, I had to buy it for you. I was like, dude, I gotta get to this.
Dusty Diamond's All-Star Softball. What's cool about this actual copy is Will got it, and it has a Blockbuster sticker on there. So I left all the Blockbuster stuff on there. I think,
And that's where I
cool,
first played it. Like I rented that game. I don't even know if I ever owned it. I'm dead serious.
You just rented it that much?
That's a game I rented.
Couldn't you do a season on this, or
you could? That game you do like a where you play every team, and you got to beat them.
That's
and once
right.
you beat them, it knocks them out. So then you got to play the next team. Because in that game,
like a tournament?
Yeah, but when you start that game, there's a fucking set of players.
Right. That's
the same every time.
I was gonna bring that up.
But like the players you don't pick, that's who's on the other teams. You know what I mean? And like every player has something different that they might do. So like after a while, you'd be like, "Oh, I like Mikey."
I knew you were gonna say Mikey.
Yeah, but like, "Oh, fuck Diablo, he hits bombs."
And you know their strengths.
Yeah. So I would
and their specialties.
I remember being at home when I was a kid and had a list of people.
Oh my gosh.
Be like, okay, you got to pick him. You got to pick Mikey.
You'd have your team written out.
Because you'd be like, I like what he does. I like Binky. He jumps around.
I remember when I was playing it with you, you literally knew. There's how many characters on there? Like 40?
There's a lot, yeah.
There's a lot of characters that you can pick and put on your team, and they're just a little head.
Some dudes have good arms. Some dudes don't.
Just when you're picking them, it's just this little head.
It's a head.
And Will knew every single person's specialty.
Yeah, it was a long time.
He'd be like, "Oh, that's so and so. That's so and so. He does this. He does that. He runs fast. He's slow as hell, but he hits bombs.
This dude's good at first. This dude's an outfielder."
He knew them all, and that's what I love about that. That's the type of shit I love because it happens to me playing these games all the time. I'll know random things that
stuck.
They're just there,
and that's you can play slow pitch and fast pitch. I don't know if you know that
because it's softball.
Yeah. But the fast pitch is fucking fun. The baseball.
That's what we were playing.
Yeah. I don't ever play slow pitch.
Nah.
But also another thing, like we would play that game when I was in my 30s. Me and my buddies would have just nights where we'd come over and fuck around, get fucked up and play. But that at the end of it, you play these a team of girls called like the Amazons or something, and it's all girls and they're awesome and it's hard as hell to beat. That's cool. Once you beat them, then you beat it. And the board, the fields are cool because you get to play at a school, cliff, like all different weird kind of obstacles in the. But if like you play at the school and you hit a window, you're out. If you hit a home run.
That's weird because I used to play baseball at my school and we would break the windows. Yeah.
That's why it was cool. Yeah, but that's a classic baseball game that most people don't know. Like everybody knows the RBI baseball
that's
stars.
A classic, the RBI.
But Dusty Diamond All-Star Softball is a sleeper.
And shit, it's not cheap either.
No, it's one of the most expensive baseball games for sure.
That NES cartridge right there is worth like $80.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Which is crazy.
For a loose cartridge.
And it was never $80. But it is now.
The NES Zapper gun.
Man.
Listen to that sound. Listen to that sound.
That's a fucking perfect design, bro.
Iconic, man.
I should have brought my gray one.
Almost as iconic as the NES itself. Because when you would get an NES, this always came with it. They paired these things together.
Whoever fucking designed that and thought of that as a fucking accessory is a genius.
They nailed it.
When I saw that you could shoot my screen as a kid, it was fucking magic to me.
They knocked this one out.
You know
the
what
park.
I mean? Like fucking magic, and it wasn't off. Like it was on. Like, you know what I mean? Like where you shoot, you're like, I was close. You missed. If you didn't hit it, you didn't hit it. Like when I played Duck Hunt, I was like, oh my god, this is fucking perfect.
I mean, it's like a laser gun. How many hours did we spend playing Duck Hunt with this thing?
It was amazing.
I got this just to play Duck Hunt. We should play Duck Hunt.
That's fun.
My kids like it.
Yeah. Have you ever remember Hogan's Alley?
Hell yeah.
That was a classic too.
Yeah.
Well, you know what we should do? We should play every shoot 'em game on NES.
But man,
I wonder how many there are. That's another good question.
That's a good question. Let's see. 18 games.
That's crazy. 18 games only.
18 games.
That we should make it a point to get all 18.
No kidding. It's on.
I mean, we're already trying to get them all anyway. Might as well subset.
Chiller, Baby Boomer, Daydream and Davy.
What the fuck?
Track and Field 2, The Adventures of Bayou Billy.
Holy shit, you can play a gun?
Huh.
Wonder what you can do on Track and Field 2. I had that.
I think it track maybe shooting clay pigeons.
Oh
or something.
yeah.
Track and Field.
Dude,
Gotcha, the sport, shooting range.
I remember Gotcha.
Mechanized Attack, Laser Invasion, Operation Wolf, which I've played. I've used this on Operation Wolf.
Oh, cool.
I've played it. It does work. To the Earth, Hogan's Alley.
Don't we have To the Earth?
We have To the Earth, yep. Hogan's Alley, Wild Gunman.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh, Gumshoe.
I did say Gumshoe.
You did. Barker Bill's Trick Shooting, Freedom Force, and Duck Hunt.
That's classic.
So it seems, they supported it. 18 games.
Way more so than the Power Glove.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, that's why this one, when you see this, you got a whole different feeling. You're like, yeah, I love that thing. Thing is so fun to shoot. And like I said, that noise. I mean, come on. Classic, sleek.
Yeah, it was so good. Like you said, they paired it with the consoles.
Right. When you got the console, you had it right there.
Isn't that what is that an action set?
There's a gray one in there.
Yeah.
Yep, I can see it.
That's what I have at home. The gray one was first, right?
Yes, that's what I understand. Yes, I did want to leave us with a little bit of I don't know if you have anything, but I wanted to talk about one cool thing that I just heard today. Was not even planning on talking about it, but I heard it. I don't know if you sent me something online or what. Toys R Us.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, you sent it to me. Toys R Us, 24 new stores
Making a comeback.
opening across the country. That's awesome.
Bro, it was a mecca to me when I was a kid.
It was a special occasion for me. You know what I mean?
No, 100%.
I didn't go. But when I went, it was like I was going to the amusement park. That's what it felt like to me. I can remember driving past it all the time and just looking out the window like, damn.
They got everything.
I know everything's in there, and I can't go in there.
I can't get shit, man.
But if my mom was taking me in there, she was getting me something.
Yeah, I remember being in there, and like I told you one time, back when the games would come out, there was like a fucking board that would show you all the games that they had. Mm-hmm. And like under it would be the games. And you could be like, oh, they got fucking pro wrestling.
And what was better than going into Toys R Us and playing the NES on like a kiosk or something? The best feeling, dude.
Like, because being a kid, I guess it was different, but like being a kid when consoles were out, like the games there, being at a Toys R Us and seeing the games and the consoles and all that was so cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is before game stores. Toys R Us was the game store.
100%. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was the first store you could see the games.
Or like, I remember going to Kmart. Mm-hmm. They had a whole game section.
Yep.
They had kiosks and stuff like that.
They did.
That's where I remember getting my games was either at Toys R Us or Kmart.
100%.
And I'm sure they probably had them at other department stores and stuff, but I don't remember, I don't know what Walmart was doing back then.
Me neither. I don't think it was around here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Toys R Us, man, I
That's
can't.
pretty cool.
That is cool as hell. And hopefully it's a little bit better because I remember, for whatever reason, the one that was here closed there at the end. And it felt like it needed to.
Yeah.
It just was kind of.
It fell off.
It fell off. It was run down in there. So maybe they'll.
They
come
can
back
make
out
it cool
swinging.
now.
They definitely can.
Yeah.
Put some new money behind it.
Yeah.
Whole new concept.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Toys R Us.
Yeah.
We'll fuck with you.
We'll definitely.
We'll take the
pop
kids
in.
in there.
That's really all I got as far as that news. I did want to bring that up.
Yeah,
so.
that's cool, man.
Toys R Us is coming back. All right, man. Hey, thank y'all for rocking with us. Follow us on all of the socials, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I'm probably missing. Listen to us on Spotify.
Wherever you want to listen to a few
Apple.
few moments.
But yeah, we're really trying to push. There's been a lot of growth lately, and this is the type of growth that really motivates, I know me personally and us, to do more. And it's just really fun to edit together the reels and all the stuff we're putting.
And the interactions,
the
so
TikTok.
Cool.
Just seeing people kind of connect with all this stuff the same way we do has been really cool. Hopefully we can keep doing it. And hopefully you'll keep listening and watching and commenting. And
making fun of us.
Yeah, making fun of our... Hey, we fixed his cord.
Look at that cord.
We got... Let me see your cord.
Look at that.
We got blasted on some of the comments. We had Will's cord like this.
He said never do a podcast again with the cord.
The whole podcast. Somebody was like, what you need to do is never do a podcast again with your cord, with your headphone cord like that. No, they said what you need to do is never do another podcast until you get a new headphone cord. Thought that was pretty funny.
Somebody, what did that one dude say? I was dry like Tom Segura.
Yeah,
basically. Saying like my disposition.
Yeah, they were saying the way
I carry myself is like Tom Segura. I was like, no, it's funny.
That's a compliment.
That's what I tell you. He's one of my favorite comedians. And shout out to the movie in the back. I don't know if anybody knows what that is.
Revenge of the Nerds.
That was one of my classic movies back in the day.
That's a go-to. I remember watching that. I remember watching Porky's. You ever watch Porky's?
Oh, Porky's
Shouldn't have been watching it. Shouldn't have been watching it. I'm like,
this is wild. Do you know what's fucked up about this movie?
Mm-mm.
Like, it was just nobody cared back then that the main nerd guy, forgot his name, Skolnick or whatever, he rapes this girl at the end. Like, she thinks it's her boyfriend.
And he slides in.
He slides in with the fucking costume.
Oh, yeah. I bet today when they watch that, they're like, oh.
That's what somebody was watching it, and they're like, oh, so he raped her. And like, oh, shit, he did.
Yeah, back then, it was just, they didn't give a fuck.
And she didn't even care after the fact. Like, what the fuck? So, like, movies in the 80s were wild, bro. Like, dudes hitting women, nobody even batting an eye.
Revenge of the Nerds, y'all.
We need to do a few movies coming up.
We'll do some movies. We just wanted to knock out some game stuff, kind of keep feeding.
Because our VHS collection is out of control.
It is. And
shit's on the floor. Like,
everywhere.
We don't even have fucking room for it anymore.
Everywhere. So, yeah, we'll do some games, and we'll do some movies next. We'll do some movies. And,
but, man, we're on the games because we are always doing something with games.
Till next time.
See ya.
Peace.